everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. This video is my One Readathon to Rule Them All TBR. So if you haven't heard already, I can post the links for you down below. Myself, plus a wonderful slew of co-hosts. We are back for round 2 of the One Readathon to Rule Them All. I actually did post my announcement video. It was already up last week. The All Fantasy Readathon takes place on November 17th through December 1st. In some of our videos we had said that it was November 18th. That's a lie. It's November 17th. I'm gonna have down in my description bar below all of the details, all of the challenges. We have an awesome map that you can utilize if you want to figure out which route you want to take. So I'm going to do the nomadic challenge, the nomadic traveler route, and I have my notes on my phone of the cities that I'm going to be visiting. So the first book that I'm going to read is to bring me to the city of Bree, and that's to read a book in a non-European setting. And for that book, I've chosen The Bear and the Nightingale, written by Katherine Arden. I actually put this book in my last TBR for the One Readathon to Rule Them All when I bombed completely. And so I'm back, I'm here, I'm ready to read this book. I'm in the middle of a fantasy book right now. I'm reading Valor, written by John Gwynne. And once I'm done with that, then I'm going to be able to start this. So Valor is kind of taking up my first part of November. And then once the readathon starts, I'm going to be ready to start on The Bear and the Nightingale. So I'm really excited for this. This is book 1 of the Winter Night trilogy. I've had so many people recommend this book to me. I have had so many people, as soon as I post this book in a video, in a Instagram photo, in a Twitter post, whatever, everybody always says that you have to get to this book. So now that the weather has finally changed and it's finally colder, I feel like I'm ready to begin this book. So this is my book to take place in a non-European setting. My next book that I have chosen, this is The Tiger's Daughter, written by Arsenault Rivera. And then this is also a book that I put in my last round for the readathon, and again, totally bombed it, so I want to pick this book back up. Now this book is awesome because it could fulfill at least 3 of my cities. So this could fulfill Bree for a non-European setting, but this is also going to serve for my book to cover the Rivendell challenge, and that's to read a book with LGBTQIA+ rep, because we have a lesbian couple as our main 2 protagonists in here. And then this is also going to be a book that I would like to read for Rohan, which is to read a book with a female main character. So I feel like I'm covering all sorts of bases with just this one book, so I'm really excited to begin this. I did start on this during the last readathon, and I just was in like a reading funk, and I just didn't really want to read, and I wanted to give this book as much attention as I could give to it, so that's why I put it down, because I was like, I really feel like this is a book that I'm going to want to savor. So this book takes place in a Mongolian type setting with this matriarchal warrior society, and then our 2 main protagonists are two women who are in love with each other. This whole book is written in this letter format of one woman to the other woman telling each other the story of their life and the story of their love. So I just really wanted to take my time with this book. So this is The Tiger's Daughter, written by Arsenault Rivera. Then this book could also fulfill my need to find a book with a female main character. So this is Bloody Rose, written by Eames. I could read this for Rohan as well. And this is a book that I have featured again in books that I would like to finish before the end of the year. This was one of my most anticipated reads of this year because I read the first book, Kings of the Wild, back for the BookTube SFF Awards, and I really liked it. So this book follows Bloody Rose's mercenary band, and we have our main character who is a young minstrel who has just been hired to become the minstrel for Bloody Rose's war band. So Bloody Rose, we met her in the last book, and now we get to follow her story in this book and see what her mercenary band is all about. And then if you are familiar with anything about Eames, he writes each book with a different musical influence. He has a playlist that he creates for each book. So Kings of the Wild was all of the classic rock bands. The musical influence for this book is the punk era. So the playlist for this he has up, I think, on Spotify for both of them, if you want to check them out. I actually haven't checked them out, but I do have a really good friend of mine who has read this book and the last book, and he read it with the soundtrack and he said it was awesome. So anyways, this is Bloody Rose, written by Eames. And then finally, this is going to be my book to represent Mordor. This will be the read a conclusion to a fantasy series. So this is Tyrant's Throne, written by Sebastien de Castell. This is the 4th and final book in the Great Coat series. So I actually have been reading this book, not this book, but this whole series on audiobook. So that's what I intend to do as well for Tyrant's Throne. The whole series is based on these traveling magistrates for the king who were called the Greatcoats. The Dukes of the Realm decided that they wanted to overthrow the king, and they took the Greatcoats out of power. And these 4 books have been following our band of Greatcoats as they have been trying to fulfill the king's last wishes. He set each of them on a private mission, and they're trying to figure out and piece together what exactly the king's mission was supposed to be. And then here we are in the 4th and final book, Tyrant's Throne. So I'm really excited for this one because I've been working on this series steadily throughout the year, so I'm really happy and excited to wrap this one up. So my plan for this readathon is to listen to Tywins Throne on audiobook, and then I'm going to start The Bear and the Nightingale first because that's really only going to fulfill one challenge, and then I'm going to do The Tiger's Daughter because that can get me a lot of stops along on our journey. I think Bloody Rose is just thrown in here if I can get to it, and it's such a short readathon, it's only about 2 weeks, that I don't think I'll be able to get to all 4 of them. So Bloody Rose is going to be like my if I can get to it, I will, but then I'll try and finish that one up regardless if I can get to it during the readathon, if that makes any sense. Please feel free to put comments in the comment section below of the books that you plan on reading for this readathon. Tell me which route you're going to take, tell me the books that you're going to do. I'm so excited because I looked on Twitter and there's a couple of you who are creating like really cool bullet journal spreads, so that's awesome. I'm really excited to see those. We will be doing some reading sprints for this readathon, so make sure you check out at the One Readathon on Twitter if you want to participate in any of those sprints, and then myself and the other co-hosts will be popping in and out to host the reading sprints, and we'll always make the announcements on that Twitter page. So if that's something that you really want to do as a part of your readathon, we'd love to have you join us. I just love it all. So we're really excited to begin round 2. Again, please put any comments in the comment section below of your TBRs, and I cannot wait for this readathon to begin. If you want to follow me on my social media, I'm on Twitter and Instagram. It's at WhatCastRead. It's the same as this channel, so it should be super easy to find. And then of course my Goodreads link is always going to be listed down below. Otherwise, you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye.